Hi, I'm back home from my travels, and it's really nice to get back on schedule. And my dog too. She's so happy that I'm home and back on schedule. Actually, her schedule is she goes and sleeps at this point, so she won't be with us today, but really nice to be back. Oh, hey, Megan. Glad you're here with me. So today I want to talk about going upside down. So I'm just going to give a little bit of a backstory. Hey, Jennifer, glad you're here. I have accomplished this big amount of work. And to do it, I worked really, really, really hard. And like for 9 months, put my head down and just work. And I have to admit that I'm a bit of a workaholic. And so that sort of came out during that phase. Like that's all I did. That's all I focused on. That was my priority. And then we accomplished it. And some of you know it's Lighten Up. And if you haven't checked it out, it's awesome. Just go to my website, Ageless Move More, and scroll down on the home page and hit the picture of Lighten Up, and you can read all about it. It's so awesome. Anyway, so once I accomplished it, I thought, wow, I'm going to be like feeling so good. And I wasn't. I was like, and I was waiting. It was like, what's going on? And I realized that once I accomplished it, my work hard driver, sort of my workaholism, whatever, didn't know what to do and was kind of like freaking out a little bit. And so I had to figure out what to do about it. And what I did is I went upside down. And as soon as I went upside down, what it does is it bathes your head in new blood, so that when we're always either like laying down or we're standing up, so we have those two directions of movement, and that's how our brain gets blood, either like being pushed up or when lying down, just going horizontally. And so when we go upside down, we shift that, and it bathes our head in new blood, and it allows our body to get cleaned out. So it's kind of like I used to own a pool, and we used to have to back flush it to get the corrosion off because the water was always going one way, and we had to push the water the opposite way to break apart all the yucky stuff. So going upside down does that. And for me, it just took one time. I went upside down and I was like, oh, back, feeling the feelings, because when we get caught up in our addictions, and I'll admit workaholism is one of mine. So when I get caught up in that work thing, I don't really feel my feelings. And so I have to undo it. And now I know that it's like I have to go upside down. I didn't know that. Like I just was trying, to figure out something like, let's do this. Let's feel this joy. So I'm going to teach you a really safe way to go upside down. But first I'm going to just say hi to you guys and see who's on. Hey, Lindsay. Hello. Nancy Turner. Glad you're here. Brenda Weaver. Woo woo. Brenda says, Lighten Up is fantastic. You guys check it out. Man, we did so good. So I did it with Clean Food Dirty Girl, and we are rocking it. The people on there are changing big time. Right, Brenda? Jennifer Faye. Oh, I can relate to this. Thanks for sharing. Yes, Jennifer's in the middle of working really hard right now. I know that. Megan. Hi, Michelle. I'm so grateful to be watching. Thank you. I can already tell that the practice is right on time for me. Love when that happens. Love it, love it, love it. Sandy Ralston. Yay. Hello. I was with Sandy last week at her house. We did our live. Yay. Jennifer, grateful my client is running late so I can catch the live I needed. Yay. Trisha Nicole. Yay. Running to the grocery store, but I can catch you later. Yes. Yay. I'm so glad you guys are all with me. So, This week's practice, the Ageless Movement practice on agelessmovemore.com, is all about going upside down, and it's going to prepare you to do a headstand. And then I give you a very safe, supported way to do headstand, because most people don't need to be doing headstand, because headstand's not actually done with on the head, because it can hurt the neck. So you have to be strong enough in the arms to push yourself up off the floor, and your head to be barely touching the earth. So that takes a lot of work. So I give you the practice this week to go toward a very safe headstand. Now, I want to say as an aside that I did headstands in yoga classes when I took them years ago that weren't safe. And I have had neck problems ever since. So if you're out there doing headstands and you have any weight at all coming onto your head, stop, don't. Because I want to talk about something. Our spine is made differently. Like the higher you go up, the lighter it gets. So when I'm down here in my tail and my sacrum, it's like kind of heavy pottery, and it's a little harder to break. But as I go up my spine, it gets finer and finer, and like up in here in the neck, it's like a fine bone china. And I know that you guys wouldn't take your china cups and stack them up and put 100 and, like for me, 130 pounds on top of it. And for all of you out there, however many pounds you weigh on top of it, you wouldn't do that. So don't do that to yourself. So a lot of what I hope to teach is you taking really good care of yourself. And then on top of that, I teach, you know, what all these different places of our body, what they mean based on energy systems, ancient energy systems. And the most popular one that we talk about a lot is the chakras, but I've studied others as well, the meridians and the nadis. And so when we go upside down and we bathe our brain in new blood, we are making new connections up in the top two chakras, so we can see clearly. We kind of wash out any delusion. So I was deluded in thinking that if I kept working really, really, really hard, that it would satisfy me in some way. Even when my project was done, I was just like, now what? You know, let's go grab another project and keep working. Thankfully, I went upside down, and it gave me a pause, because even though our project was done, we still had to work really hard, right? You know? And so I'm, you know, didn't need to go add something on top of that. So it got me to see things a little more clearly. And at the very top of our head, our crown, is where we connect to that which is greater than us. And when I'm in my addiction, I oftentimes forget to connect, although I have practices that get me there every single day so that I don't forget. Because I have lived a life where I've worked really, really, really hard and forgotten to connect, and that is basically not good. So I do that, but going upside down, it helped me connect, and that's when we feel joy, when we remember that we are part of something greater out there. So now, Sandy, I love going upside down. Sandy says, oh, china cups analogy, great. Yes. If this would help wonder if this would help my dizziness. I'm so glad I just read these, because the more dizzy we are, for whatever reasons, and I know what's going on with Lindsay, the more connected we are spiritually. So the way our energy body works is we have energy that moves in straight lines from our navel down to our feet, straight lines all the way down. From the navel on up, we start to spin. And what we know is that the navel, right where our thoracic spine starts, we become spiritual. We're not just human energy. From the navel below, we're human energy, our second chakra, the creative center, and our roots, the first chakra. But as we go up, we become spiritual. And it gets more and more spinny. And we learn that from our spine. And at the very top two vertebrae, they are as spinny as we can get. And they would work, we could do that whole throw up green goo from The Exorcist thing if our two top vertebrae weren't attached by ligaments and tendons. So it does stop us, but they were built to be able to turn in a 360-degree circle. So dizziness means that you've gone spiritual. Now, Lindsay's living spiritual everywhere she goes, and she wants to get back grounded. So Lindsay, I would say it's actually the opposite. You need to do the feet practices and lay on the floor and do the ball work on the floor and just get back grounded because something's spinning you off, right? So I hope that makes sense. Okay, so our very simple way to go upside down is this. I have put a bolster against the wall, but you could roll up a blanket or a towel or something, and it's about, this bolster's from India, and I've had it forever. I've had it like almost 30 years, and I love it, love it, love it. I don't like those really big bolsters, so if you have a really big bolster, you can use it, but I think they're just a little bit too much. So this one's squished down, and it's about, I don't know, what is that, like 3 or 4 inches? So just roll up a blanket about 3 or 4 inches, put it, if you don't have a bolster, and put it right next to the wall. And then all I do is I bring my booty onto the wall, onto my bolster, and I'm sitting at the side. Now, if your butt is really big, you might have to scoot that bolster out just a little bit because you don't want your buttocks to push you off the wall. So I'm going to just push my back up and then come up slowly and bring my legs up the wall. And then once I'm there, I kind of scoot a little bit and get that bolster right under my sacrum. Then I roll my inner arms out and I just let go. And I stay here, breathing in and breathing out, and I allow my body to start flowing blood the opposite direction. I don't just hop right out. So if you've joined me, you haven't gotten there yet, whatever, please do, and come upside down and just be here for a bit and allow that fresh blood to begin to bathe your brain. And as you do it, notice that you calm down. And as we calm down, we can start to feel again. So I'm beyond now in this place. I'm letting go of my addictions. You know, addictions are really obsessions. So I'm releasing that obsessive part of my brain. And I can just calm down and begin to notice. Notice how I really feel beneath that piece, those obsessions. So notice. And a lot of you will feel peaceful. Just notice. Breathing in and breathing out. And just feel this sense of peace. So peace is joy and rest. So I knew when I went upside down that time I was looking for the joy, that when I got to peace, I knew I was there with joy. Now you'll feel the joy in a moment. We're just going to stay another couple of breaths. Feels so good. I'm breathing in through my nose and out through my mouth. Now I'm just going to bend my knees when I'm ready to come out. And I stay there for a little bit. I'm not in a hurry because I realize that I've been going too fast and my brain's been working too hard. And then I'm going to roll over onto my side and I'm going to stay there for a moment. I'm not in a hurry. Breathing in and breathing out. I pick up my head. Last, I just push my hands into the floor, and I allow my head to stack. Tail goes down, ribs in and down. I roll my inner arms out, and I squeeze my scapula together. Just let my head and neck stack on the very top of my spine. And when you do that, that's when I feel the joy. Like as soon as I come up, I start to realize, wow, I'm really feeling pretty good. Oh, that's it. Wow, I've been working really hard and I've really done a really great job. Yeah, right? Does anybody else feel the joy if you did it with me? Oh, thanks for the butt trick. Brenda says, yeah, I know. My butt at times pushes me off the wall too. Hey, Colleen, I'm glad you're here. So go do this more often. And so you can stay in a place of joy, connected to that universal life force, source, God, whatever you call it. And feel the joy. Feel the joy of that connection. No matter what's going on with you, it'll still you enough to where you can come into that place and feel that little bit of joy. All right, so let me know how this week's practice goes. I've already heard from a couple of you. I know it's like I have you going upside down on chairs, and so you have to have strong core to get all the way up. But even if you just like go to put your head between the chairs and just stay there and breathe, or just do the headstand prep, you'll be on your way to feeling this amazing joy. And then you also have this really easy way to do it. I love doing this before I go to sleep. And I know I learned that trick from a friend of mine who was a singer who would go out at night and sing in bars. And when she'd get home, she'd be all ramped up. And going upside down calmed her down enough to where she could sleep about 2 a.m, but at least she got to sleep. All right, you guys, so good to be with you. Go find joy. Bye.